Imagine this. Your teenage daughter calls you, sobbing, because 6 grown women have cornered her in public, screaming that she's a sinner for not loving her dead father's secret children. And behind it all, your ex-in-laws, who already tried to steal custody of your kids. Well, they thought they could shame my daughters into submission, but I turned their entire church against them. Here's how. If you've ever wanted to see karma hit the people who hurt your family the most, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and buckle up, because this story is going to leave you both furious and incredibly satisfied. I'm a 46-year-old single mom with 2 teenage daughters, 17 and 15. Their dad, my ex, died last year in a sudden accident, and while most people assume I must have been devastated, the truth is complicated, because when he died, I was in the middle of divorcing him. Why? Because he was cheating. Not just cheating, he had 2 secret children with his mistress. And then, in a cruel twist of fate, that mistress died too, leaving those 2 little boys orphaned. Now, I don't blame the kids. They didn't ask for this. But my daughters, they're the ones who found out about their father's affair. They're the ones who carried the trauma. And expecting them to suddenly welcome those boys as siblings? That wasn't just unfair, it was cruel. But my ex's parents didn't see it that way. At 78 and 80 years old, they decided they should have custody of my girls. And when that failed, they tried to pressure me into letting them move into our home. I refused. And that's when the manipulation started. Fast forward to my younger daughter's birthday weekend. I took her to the farmer's market, gave her some cash, and told her she could buy whatever she wanted. Chocolates, sweets, treats, the works. An hour later, I started to worry. Just as I was about to call her, my phone rang. It was her. She was crying. My heart dropped. I grabbed my older daughter, and we ran. And what I found made my blood boil. 6 older women had cornered my youngest. They were berating her, saying she was unchristian for refusing to see her grandparents, shaming her for not embracing her poor orphaned baby brothers. My daughter's face was blotchy, her shoulders hunched like she wanted to disappear. I stepped between them, ice in my veins. I told my oldest to take her sister's things and go to the car. Then I turned on those women. They had the audacity to tell me I was a bad Christian wife for not obeying my ex's parents. Imagine that. My husband cheats, destroys our family, and somehow, I'm the sinner. The shouting got so heated the market organizers asked us to leave. And those women followed me out like vultures, clucking their judgment the whole way. But I kept walking, shielding my daughters until we reached the car. That night, after putting the girls to bed, I logged on to Facebook. A friend from the church messaged me, apologizing for what happened. And then he told me the real reason those women went after my daughter. My ex-mother-in-law had posted this massive sob story in the church's Facebook group. She painted me and my daughters as villains, claimed we were leaving her and her husband homeless, said we stole the inheritance, that my daughters were cruel for refusing to visit. And the worst lie of all? She told the church those affair children weren't the product of cheating at all. According to her, the mistress was a surrogate, and I had refused to take in the boys simply because they were male. The manipulation was disgusting. She weaponized religion, pity, and outright lies to make us look like monsters, and people believed her. But here's the thing about that church. They despise cheating. Nothing gets judged harder, and I had proof. I had photos, text messages, emails, evidence from the divorce. Proof that my ex cheated, proof that his parents knew and supported it, and proof that they bullied my daughters, even blaming them for their father's death because they were the ones who exposed the affair. One message, sent 2 days after he died, even called my girls bastards. That was my breaking point. I wasn't going to let my daughters keep being shamed. If my in-laws wanted to play dirty in church, I was about to play holier than that. The next day, I went to a print shop. I paid extra for glossy, high-quality prints. Every text, every photo, each one crystal clear. Then I got creative. I assembled them into binders, designed to look exactly like the church's hymn books. From the outside, innocent. Inside, a full-blown exposé. The very first page was a high-resolution photo of my ex making out with his mistress in our living room. Underneath, I wrote, John and Sarah's love. Page after page of undeniable evidence. His cheating, his parents' complicity, their cruel words to my daughters. And on Sunday morning, I slipped them into the pile of hymn books at the back of the church. The gossip mill exploded. By the time service ended and was whispering, Facebook lit up with angry comments. My ex-in-laws went from poor abandoned grandparents to accomplices in a disgusting scandal. The insults thrown at my ex and his mistress were so harsh the pastor had to step in just to keep things under control. The same pastor who once told me I was a failure as a wife even sent apology letters to my daughters. And my in-laws? They couldn't show their faces again. The shame was too heavy. They left the church for good. For once, justice didn't come slowly. It came loud, fast, and public. Every whispered rumor turned against them. Every ounce of pity evaporated. And the same community they had weaponized to bully my daughters turned its back on them. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. When people use lies and shame to control others, truth is the most powerful weapon. My daughters didn't deserve the hate. And finally, they saw the people who hurt them exposed for what they really are.